I hope everyone has had a wonderful weekend and a very, very awesome Monday. Hello, Reba. How are you? Hope you had a great weekend, and hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful Monday. Shalom, Barbara. Shalom, Roberto. How are you? Hope everyone's having a great and awesome day. Shalom, Roberto. Shalom, Amy. Wonderful. Shalom, Sandy. How are you? We will be starting a Maariv service in just under 1 minute. Oh, Barbara, that sounds cool. Those are memories that, that your granddaughters will have, that will carry them into adulthood. Those are so cool. Shalom, the Erev Tov, everyone. My name is Rabbi Deborah McKenzie. I am located in Clarksburg, Maryland, which is a suburb of Washington, D.C. I'm also a JSLI Rabbinical School alumna, and it is my honor and pleasure to be with you this evening. We will be using the Rabbi Deborah Sidur and the online Sidurim. We will be using the chat and social feeds throughout our service this evening, mainly Facebook and YouTube and Restream. Shalom, Siona, how are you? And with that, let us welcome and greet each other with the Hine Matov. Hine Matov Manayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov Manayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov Manayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov Manayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Behold how good and pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to dwell together. And let the good in me connect with the good in others until all the world is transformed through the compelling power of love. Shalom, Shalom, Osomdu, how are you? And Shalom, Beth, and Shalom, John. I hope everyone, and Shalom, Marvin, how are you? And Sienna, let us remember your mother-in-law, and certainly we all comfort you and will uphold you in love, condolences, and in prayer. Shalom, Myra, how are you? Let us join together with our call to worship in the Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvorach. Baruch Adonai Hamvorach leolam va'ed. Praise be the Lord unto whom all praises are due. Praise be the Lord unto whom all praises are due, now and forever. Let us embrace the evening with the Maariv Aravim. Praised are you, Adonai, our God who rules the universe. By your word is the evening dusk, and by your word, by your wisdom is the dawn. The day is designed wondrously, and the seasons are set in order, and by your will are the stars arranged in the sky. Adonai Tzevaot is your name. You create day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness away from light. Eternal God, your sovereignty shall embrace us forever. Praised are you, Adonai, for each evening's dusk. Baruch atah Adonai, ha-Maariv Aravim. Amen. Shalom, Rick. Shalom, Ellen. Let us go to the Ahavat Olam in English. Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai, our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel, and everyone from around the world. Shalom, Joseph. Shalom, Larry. Let us join together and affirm our faith with the Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Eternal One is our God. The Eternal God is one. Let's go to the V'ahavta in English. And you shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. Take to heart these instructions with which I charge you this day. Impress them upon your children. Recite them when you stay at home and when you are away, when you lie down and when you get up. Bind them as a sign on your hand, and let them serve as a symbol on your forehead. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Thus you shall remember to do all these commandments and to be holy to your God. I am Adonai, your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am Adonai, your God. Adonai Elohechem, Emet. Let us go to the Michamocha. Michamocha ba'elim Adonai. Michamocha nedar ba'kodesh. Norati lot osefele. Who is like you, O God, among the gods that are worshipped? Who is like you, majestic in holiness, awesome in splendor, working wonders? Let us go to Hashkivenu and our request for protection. Make us, Adonai, to lie down in peace, and awaken us again, our sovereign in life. Spread over us your shelter of peace, and guide us with your good counsel. Save us because of your mercy. Shield us from enemies and pestilence, from starvation, sword, and sorrow. Remove the evil forces that surround us, and shelter us in the shadow of your wings, O God, who watches over us and delivers us, our gracious and merciful ruler. Guard our coming and our going. Grant us life and peace, now and always. Praised are you, Adonai, eternal guardian of your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, shomer Amo Yisrael la'ad. Amen. Shalom, Beth. Let us go to the Chatzi Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah B'alma divrach rutein Yamlich machutein B'chayechon uvyomechon Uchayedecho be'Yisrael Bagala Ubizman Kariv Imaru Amen Yeshmei Rabba Mevorach Leolam Olam Me'amaya Yitbarach Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipoar v'yaromam v'yitnasei v'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal Shemei d'kudsha b'richu le'ela min kol b'rechata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata Damiran be'alma v'imaru Amen. Now let us have a moment of silent devotion, silent meditation, or silent reflection. At this time, Let us go to Tefillat HaAmidah. And let us lift our spirits and raise our hearts and rise humbly in prayer. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor, ve'Anora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, Ve'konei hakol, V'zocher chasdei avot v'imahot, Mevi gola livnei v'neim, L'man shemo b'yava, Melech ozer Moshiach Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, V'ezrat Sarah. Ata gibor le'olam Adonai mechei hakol ata, Rav lehoshia, Mashiva ruach morida gashem, Mechakel chayim bechesed, Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim ve'rofeh cholim, Umatir asurim, Umakayim emunato, Lishenei afar, Michamocha ba'al gevurot, Umido melach, Melech memit, Umachaye, Umatzmiach Yeshua. ונאמר אתה לחיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. So we've come to the point where we offer thanksgiving. And we all have so many things that pull on us that we dwell on. Shalom, Troy. Shalom, Dr. Susan. There's so many things going on. Not the least of which, it's actually Kristallnacht. And we'll discuss that a little bit. But, there's so many things that really just keep us wondering. And certainly in the process of that, we very easily forget the milestones, those precious points of light that have dotted and have lit our journeys. Loved ones, achievements, lessons learned. Kindnesses and good fortunes, times when we've actually shared a moment of joy or peace or gratitude, or any of those things with which we have been blessed. So I invite you now to set aside your worries, to just breathe and smile and be present in your own journey, and take a moment to remember, acknowledge, and recall all of those precious times, precious moments. I'm going to read the Hoda'ah aloud, and as you do so, and I invite you, if you are so inclined, to type in at least one item for which you are truly, truly grateful. We proclaim that you are Adonai, our God, and the God of our ancestors throughout all times. You are the rock of our lives, the shield of our salvation in every generation. We thank you and praise you for our lives that are in your hand, for our souls that are in your charge, for your miracles that are with us daily, for your wonders and gifts that accompany us at all time, evening, morning, and noon. For you are good, and your mercy is everlasting. You are compassionate, and your kindness never ending. We have always placed our hope in you. Tiona is thankful for having her mother-in-law in her life for many years. She's the kindest person she had ever met. We're upholding you and your family, Tiona, in prayer. Dr. Susan is trying to stay focused on the opportunity to wipe out bigotry and racism in this country. We need that. Thank you. Larry is thankful that a COVID vaccine is ready for approval. Well, it is certainly getting there, yes. Marvin is thankful that the election is over. Yes. John is thankful COVID vaccine trials are very promising with 90% efficacy. Yes. And Myra is thankful, hope for a better future for our nation. Most certainly. Beth is grateful to have service and friends here. Thank you, Beth. Sandy is grateful for family members recovering from COVID. And Beth is also grateful to be alive. Troy is getting a new apartment next week. He's thankful. Reba is so grateful to have happy grandchildren, 8 altogether. Oh my goodness, Baruch Hashem. Yes, Mazel Tov, Troy. Ellen is thankful for this day. Joseph is grateful for being alive at 87 years old and not too well. As they are 87 years old and not too well. Well, that in and of itself is truly a blessing, Joseph. So thank you. Thank you all so much. I am, again, grateful to be here. I am grateful that the U.S. election is over, or at least the decision's been made. So I am certainly grateful to be here with all of you and just have an opportunity for a new beginning. New beginning. It's a lot to be said for having that opportunity, and regardless of sometimes it seems like the trying times it takes us through. So thank you all very, very, very much. Thank you so much for all these goodness and blessings. We shall ever praise and exalt you. May every living creature thank you and praise you faithfully, God of our deliverance and our help. Praised are you, Adonai, the essence of goodness, to whom it is worthy to give praise. Amen. The Amen. And thank you all so much, because I hope that you can feel feel the energy of our community. Feel the energy of as we share in each other's triumphs, as we share in each other's points of light. May they be light for all of you, and there is enough to go around without any lack. So, especially that is so true, especially as we consider those who are in need of healing, those who are in need of recovery, those who are in need of restoration encouragement, hope, inspiration, acceptance, comfort, solace, and peace. At this time, please type in the names of those for whom you want the prayer for healing said. And as we move forward, as I say each name aloud, let us please focus our collective healing intention and energy for their hope, for their healing, for their recovery, for their restoration, for their encouragement, strength, and inspiration, for their comfort, solace, acceptance, and peace. Heal us, Adonai, and we shall be healed. Help us, and we shall be saved. For you are our glory. Grant complete and perfect healing for all of our afflictions. May you who blessed our ancestors, may it be your will to send complete healing and restoration of body, mind, and soul too. Joanna, Stephen, David. I'm missing some, so they're rolling up on me. Chandel Bat Sharon, William Ben Julia, Meir Ben Sorka, Hannah Bat Chandel. Joanna, Stephen, David, Beth's dad, Miles, Menashe Ben Menachem, Siona and her family, the Swigert family, Kathy Wright and all those with COVID, Laura and David Perlman, Batya Malkabas Perochaya, John Cerullo, Jared Ben Hiram, and John's mother Rivka. Saliha's Aunt Nadia. Clinton Ben Jeannie, Jeffrey Ben Sarah, Eric Ben Maggie, Gil Ben Clara, Audrey Kelly, Joseph, Mary, Terry, Bernard Aronofsky, Larry Wolfson, Amy, Ulabat, Irene, Tom and Levi, those with COVID-19 and medical professionals who care for them, victims of violence, Jared Ben Hiram, and John's mother Rivka, Paula Bat Rose, Marlene Bat Chaya, Jenny Bat Juana, B Bat Ella, all those suffering physically and emotionally. If there are others, please type them in. In the meantime, I will add Albert Madison, McCaslin, Haley, and Doyle families, the McCullough and Mitchell families, Michael Ben Sipora, Anthony Ward, Stephanie, Lucy, Valerie, Aaron, Maddie, Trey, Mayo, Bonnie, Izumi, Malcolm, and Rose, Wendy Vogel, Patty Vogel, the Vogel family, the Kivett and Blaine families, the Orlandi family, Susan, Chris, Angie, Ken, Langholt family, the Arbo family, Michael, John, the Allen family, the Sudberg family, Thang Nguyen, the James, Adams, Williams, Grant, and McKenzie families, Roland and Judy Hanson, those injured as well as family and friends of those who've perished in tragedies of 2020. Those with COVID-19 related illnesses, and the injured and wounded warriors, as well as family and friends of those soldiers who have made the ultimate sacrifice. We also include our brothers and sisters in worship affected and impacted by causeless hatred, anti-Semitism, racism, misinformation, misunderstanding, physiological and psychological inconsistencies that led to violence and fatalities amongst religious assemblies on this Kristallnacht. We also include Williola, Fred, Sarah, Zachariah, Zephaniah, Tzion, Israela, Rob, the Pet and Crescenta families, Melanie, Matt, and Eli, Aaron and Lucy, Marsha, Herbert, Rachel, Bill, Gilaloma bat Rachel, Ahava bat Miriam, Rav Jenny, Pam, Hazel, Beth, Rabbi Galit, and the family of Alex Trebek in Fort Siona. Rav Jenny and her family, Rav Tony, the Terry family, the Cohen family, Celia and the Chikiri family, and Steve Davis. And it looks like some names are coming up twice. So I saw your names. I saw the names that you put up, Amy. Please let me know if I missed any at all. I'm looking at both feeds here just to make sure. Along with all others who suffer, and may those who tend to those who are ill Adonai, including our first responders, our first line people, our urgent workers, may they be strengthened and encouraged, so that we may serve by intending and attending to their restoration, serving as an instrument of your healing and reflecting your blessing and goodness in their time of need. For you are the faithful and merciful God of healing. May this come to pass speedily in our day. Praised are you, Adonai, who is the healer of Israel, all people everywhere, and all your creation. And let us say, Amen, the Amen. And for all those whose names we have said aloud, as well as those whose names we hold in our hearts and in our minds, for them do we intend and pray for a complete and speedy refuah shalema. Amen, the Amen. At this time, just want us to take a moment to remember Kristallnacht, Night of the Broken Glass. You know, for this night to have happened, more than about 82 years ago, there have been mirrors of similar things trying to creep up throughout the world ever since. And you know, it's a challenge because these things never just pop up out of nowhere. There's always things leading up to it. But to think that humankind, and I emphasize the word kind, could be so hateful, so spiteful, so all kinds of words that probably aren't appropriate for Maariv. And knowing that somehow that was just the beginning of the terror, that was just the beginning of the evil, the travesty. It's really, it's heartening. And it's disheartening to think that people could actually do this. And for what? What? For what? You know? So I want us to take a moment, because there are certainly martyrs. There are some survivors. And it's our job to carry on their legacies. You know, everything that we've learned about them, learned from them, learned through them, it's our job to carry that forward. It's our job to never forget. To never forget. And whenever we see this, whenever we think this is about to boil up, we should be sensitized enough to make sure that we can act, that we can respond. Let us take a moment of silence now. Hundreds of synagogues were burned to the ground. The Nazi stormtroopers throughout Germany mounted a coordinated and collective assault on the Jewish community. You know, there was particular, it was deliberate care to destroy all of Siddurim, Torah scrolls, religious books, desecrating Jewish graves and tombstones, Jewish-owned businesses and shops, all destroyed. And probably the most disheartening of all of this is firefighters and others stood by, not just watching this happening, but making sure that none of the non-Jewish property or people were harmed. More than 20,000 Jews were arrested and placed in custody, and half of them were shipped off to concentration camps and killed. More than 100 or so killed. Our world watched on. There are reports of several, I don't know if they were called journalists or correspondents back then, but people reporting the news who caught a glimpse of this reported what was going on. So it's not as if the world didn't know, couldn't know. They do. And felt helpless or did not, or made a decision not to do nothing. I said that, we started these types of incidences have been happening throughout the world since. Maybe perhaps not quite to that extreme, but we could certainly, when they happen, we get a familiar feeling that reminds us of nights like Kristallnacht. They remind us that this isn't right, that we should not stand by, that we need to have more respect for our brothers and sisters, whether they're Jewish or not, whether we disagree with them or not. Because those who lived through this night, through this time, those who didn't make it, their lives have taught us to be better. Their lives have taught us to be more noble. Yes, John, you are very true. It is so easy, and I'll use your words, to dehumanize the vulnerable. It is also easy to stand by complicitly and to feel hopeless and helpless while this is going on. And neither are right, neither are fair, and neither are our inheritance as Jews, or even just simply being human beings. Neither. So may it be your will, Adonai, that we live up to the expectations and the legacies inherited by our foreparents, by our ancestors who have lived and have given their lives, that we may learn the fragility of life. Amen. Let us do a mourner's Kaddish for them. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divrach rutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayedech beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'zman, kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevorach le'olam olamei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yiromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudsha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birachata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiram be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shalomar Rabbah min shemaya V'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Hosei shalom b'mromav. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru. Amen. May those and everything that was lost on that night, those nights, may we bring honor to them, and may they be, their sacrifice be for blessing. And may they be remembered, and may we never forget. Amen. At this time, let us go to the Aleinu. Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula liyotzeh breshit, shelo asanu kigoye haratzot, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו echad. And it is said, and the Lord shall be sovereign over all the earth. And in that day shall the Lord be one, and Adonai's name one. At this time, let us turn our minds and hearts to remember those who've transitioned to the world beyond to their eternal rest. And even though these precious and dear souls are no longer with us, their lives, their legacies, their journeys are ever imprinted in our hearts and in our minds. Even with the passage of time, we still hold them ever precious. If you are in mourning or are observing a yard site, please join me now in saying the Mourner's Kaddish. And if you are so inclined, please type in the names of those whose memories you cherish and wish to honor this evening. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabba, bi'alma divrach rute v'yamlich malchute, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'galal v'zman, kari v'imru, amen. Yehei shemei rabba mevorach le'olam ulamei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipo'ar v'yiromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal, shemei d'kudsha b'richu, le'ela min kol birachata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiram b'alma, v'imru, amen. Yesh amar rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Osei shalom b'mrumav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael, v'yal kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru, amen. Tonight, we are remembering Isaiah Dovir, Mir Ben Glika, Beverly Fletcher, Beverly Edinson, Ann Salit, Alex Trebek, Azizi the Giraffe, Jonathan Sachs. Also remembering Catherine Batluli. All those who have no one to say Kaddish for them. And Zohra, Susan Berensky and Stanley Edinger, Rabbi Jonathan Sachs, Alex Trebek, Jack Ben Zadel, Nina Barbetti, Mary Harry, and Robert Aronofsky and Carol Martin, Rabbi Jonathan Sachs, and Irene. If there are others, please type in their names. In the meantime, I will add Daniel Ben Leah, Tom Sutphin, Renee Sudberg, Stephanie's brother, Alice's grandmother, Goldie Cooper, Patrice Arbeau, Eric Garber, Kevin Burke, Cynthia Whiting, Angeline McKenzie Adams, Stephen Kivett, Randy Layton, Leela Mae McCullough, Palmer Orlandi Sr., Father Jack McCaslin, Sylvia DeCrescente Petta, all those who have perished as a result of COVID-19 related illnesses, our soldiers and war fighters who have made the ultimate sacrifice, and those who have perished in tragedies of 2020. All Irene Goldman, thank you. Lauren Gilbert's, okay, maternal grandmother, thank you. All souls are with you, O Sovereign. So teach us to number our days that we may apply our hearts into wisdom. And teach us to live wisely and unselfishly, courageously and fruitfully, in truth and in understanding, in love and in peace, so that our remembrance of them will be more than just mere moments of regret, but rather serve as a catalyst for noble and inspired living. And may the names of those whose memories we cherish be for blessing. And may we bring honor to them in our living. And may we become worthy so that those who come after us may likewise remember us for good, as we this day affectionately and lovingly remember those who were unto us a blessing. And let us say, Amen. Amen. Well, Chaverim Mishpacha, we have come to the end of our Maariv service this evening. And of course, we have Maariv services every weeknight at Shalom, with Monday through Thursdays with JSLI rabbis, and Friday nights Kabbalat Shabbat with Rabbi Steve Blaine. Shalom, Caleb, how are you? And welcome. If you are studying this week's Parsha, it is Chayei Sarah. And I will tell you, the part that fascinates me the most is the part where Eliezer, Abraham's servant, is sent to go get a wife for his son Yitzchak. That part fascinates me. That I don't know if resonate isn't the word, but it certainly captures me in this Parsha. So if you are reading this week's Parsha, Chayei Sarah, I bid you great, great, great study. Like I said, Hanukkah's coming up soon, so I'm just keeping that in the back of your minds as we go forward. And I want to thank you all for being here tonight and for allowing me to go over time with you all. It is indeed my honor and utmost pleasure. Please allow me to bless you with the threefold blessing before we go into our Monday evening. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. Amen. Erev tovu, laila tovu, boker tovu, shavua tov. Please be safe. Please be well. Please be blessed. But most of all, please be a blessing. Keep shining your light. Keep shining your light. I look forward to seeing you soon, if not later this week, then certainly next week. God bless you all. Thank you. Love you so much. Take care and have a great evening.